Good afternoon, hockey fans, or for some of you in the East Coast, good evening, hockey fans. On tonight's video, we will discuss why NHL player safety continues to hate the Colorado Avalanche. But today we had an early game, which will most likely be the last early game of this whole year. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final, and it looks like Tampa's in it. Tampa's back in it. They pulled it out. They were down 2-0, and it didn't look like, oh boy, Tampa could be done here. But Kucherov's power play goal gave them some life. Then Stamkos tied it up, and Andre Palat, 41.6 seconds left, won it. What is it with the Lightning in these last minute goals? But in any event, the Lightning took Game 3. And by a score of 3-2, Vasilevsky got his groove back today, and we have a series. We do have a series. Rangers still lead 2-1 in the East Final, but Tampa Bay does look like they have some life. It is after all, and they will remain home for Game 4 on Tuesday. Speaking of which, I did mention player safety. Well, they once again gave the good old middle finger to the Avalanche again. One game is all Kane got. Are you serious? He should have been suspended for at least 3 or 4, but he gets 1 game for intentionally injuring Kadri. Player safety continues to hate the Avalanche because I'm still pissed at how Jacob Trouba and Taylor Hall got away with intentionally targeting Nathan McKinnon's head. And David Perron only got fined $5,000 for trying to be the second coming of Todd Bertuzzi on Nazem Kadri. I guarantee you if the roles were reversed, oh boy, they would throw the book on the Avalanche, especially Nazem Kadri. Kadri's been suspended for less. He has. It's oh boy, but it shouldn't matter anyway. A 1-game suspension basically rests the season because we should take care of it tomorrow. But I just want to say this. I just want to vent about this. Oilers fans have become so pissy. You know. One thing I've known as a sports fan, you never learn about a team or its fans unless you see them play the team you pull for. And I've been told Oilers fans were this pissy, but I didn't think they were like this. They're hurling nothing but excuses throughout this whole series. Where the refs are against us as much as you always got away with in this series. Are you kidding? It's just mind-boggling how their minds work. It's mind-boggling how their minds work. One Oilers fan once told me on the day that the Avalanche clinched against the Blues, one Oilers fan actually told me, "Well, we only needed 5 games to be the better team than the Blues. Calgary is not better than the Blues. Hell, Calgary is not even better than Nashville." I'm just gonna put it in the proper perspective right here, okay? The Pacific is garbage. It is. It always has been. Ever since this division format was made, the Central has always been better than Pacific, and it's never even been close. I've seen last place teams in the Central have better records than I think 5th or 6th place teams in the Pacific. And the Pacific's not a good division. A lot of times, both the wild cards in the West have come from the Central. This year, that happened this year. And you tell me, and he tells me, well, Edmonton beat a better team than the Avs beat. You mean Calgary? The same Calgary who barely survived an offensively challenged Dallas Stars team. And they needed overtime in that Game 7. They were supposed to lose that game because Ottinger was standing on his head, stopping everything. If Ottinger was standing on his head, stopping everything. If Dallas got one good shot their way, we would have seen Calgary go home earlier. And I'm not trying to slight the Kings. because the Kings did very well for themselves. They did better than a lot of people expected. They made the playoffs. They made it to Game 7, but that's just it. Edmonton needed all 7 to beat LA. And they beat the Flames because the Flames tend to pull these playoff disappearing acts quite a bit. We are the first real team that the Oilers have faced the playoffs. Look what's happened. This is exactly what I said about Florida. I said the same thing about Florida. When Florida finally won a series, I said that the winner of that Tampa Bay Toronto series was going to kill them. That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. So for that fan to tell me that they beat better teams than we did, that's the definition of delusion. Nashville is better than a lot of teams in the Pacific. And let's make another thing perfectly clear. If Vegas hadn't shit the bed this year, we wouldn't be seeing the Oilers in the playoffs. Either that or we'd probably see them as a wild card, which means they would have been playing either Colorado or Calgary earlier than they should have been. And most likely it would have been a first round exit, and I'd be singing this same song again. McDavid and Draisaitl need to get out of Edmonton. But I'm not going to sing that same song because they made it this far. They made it this far. Now it's not a matter of should Connor and Leon go. It's a matter of what they could add to the team, because they still need some depth. But to give this delusion of grandeur that the Oilers are this superpower is just bonkers. It's just bonkers. But anyway, I just wanted to give an editorial about that, and I'll just wrap up my recap of Game 3 of this Eastern Conference Final. It is going to be interesting. I need to address this one more thing. The Stanley Cup Final is set to start on the 18th, which is 13 days from now. Now, this clearly is not going to happen anymore, but I was thinking, had both series ended in sweeps, there probably could be a possibility that they move the start date up, probably to the 15th, which would have been 8 days after the possible last game. Now we got an extra game, at least an extra game in this round, because here's how the schedule's going. Tomorrow, Game 4, Western Conference Final, Oilers at Avalanche. The Avalanche could do it. We could do it. We could finish it off. Tuesday, Game 4, Rangers, Lightning in Tampa. Rangers are 2-1. And a Game 5 of that series is going to happen. That's going to be Thursday. So, actually, with Game 5 Thursday, they may not have to move it back, though. Honestly, if it were up to me, say we complete the sweep and the Rangers finish off in 5, it'll be Thursday. It'll be 9 days away from the original date. I say they could still move it up to the 15th. Then the wait won't be as long. So I think they could move it up regardless, but I don't think they'll probably touch it. I think it's gonna still be. I think it's still gonna be the 18th. But anyway, so that's my recap of tonight's game. If you like this, video, click the like button, click subscribe if you want more. I will be back tomorrow night to recap Game 4 of the Western Conference Final, and I hope to bring such glorious, glorious news. So stay tuned for that.